Today, I'm going to make you unstoppable. I'm going to give you an acronym, memorize this, write this down, practice it every day, and you will be successful and no one will be able to stop you. I guarantee it. My name is Sean Rocky Jeets. You're watching Airbnb Automated. Let's jump right in. All right, welcome back, Airbnb family. So today we're talking about success and how to be a successful person, how to become unstoppable. Now, I have a few acronyms that I'm going to share with you over time, over the next few videos, and these are things that you can memorize, and by memorizing them, you can become a more effective, more persistent, more powerful, more charismatic, and more productive person. And so the point that I want to deliver you here is that everything that we talk about on a YouTube channel is information. There are ideas. I give you ideas. You adopt these. You have other people you listen to that give you ideas. And if you follow them and execute on them, you can be successful. But even venture capitalists will talk about how when they measure an idea, whether or not they're going to invest in a business, they look at the person and the idea. And I remember reading in an interview, one big venture capitalist, probably from like Blackstone or something, he said, I would rather invest in an A-type person with a B idea than a B person with an A idea. That's how powerful being the right person is to being successful in business. So how can I help you be a successful business person? Well, I was homeless in 2009. I grew up in an abusive, drug-addicted family. My parents were in and out of jail. I didn't have any confidence as a kid. I was a music kid. I was in a screamo band in college. I was this angsty, kind of sad person. And I eventually became successful through study, practice, self-application, belief in myself, and a little bit of imagination. And so here I am, some screamo band kid, now running a multi-million-dollar real estate business, and coming away with this thought leadership that allows you guys to watch these videos and hopefully get something from it. So this acronym is about how to be unstoppable, how to make it happen. The acronym is HAPPEN, okay? Now, I actually have my phone here just in case I lose track of these, because this one's a little bit deep. These are all things that I practice, and they're intuitive to me, and I had to find a way to cram them into something that you can put on a note card, and HAPPEN is it. So H stands for happy. There's 3 points to this. I'm going to read them off my phone here. First off is don't spend time feeling sorry for yourself. A lot of us, we look at our circumstance, how we've been raised. I could have been the same way. I grew up obviously in a pretty poor situation, literally and figuratively. If I spent my adulthood now feeling sorry for my child version of myself, I would not spend any time actually making my dreams come true, because I'd be allowing myself to hold myself back because I feel bad about who I was or what I was dealt with when I was younger. I've been too busy to think about how poor I had it. But my point is if you spent time feeling sorry for yourself because something didn't go your way, or you missed out on an opportunity previously or anything like that, then you're just going to become less productive of an individual. It's a poison. That self-doubt, that energy that doesn't align with your future, it just doesn't have any place in your mind. All that matters is where you're going and how you're going to get there, not about whether or not you screwed something up before or whether or not you have a bad circumstance. Number one factor of being happy is to detach from your past. Stop, griping about how hard you had it before. Now, 2 is don't hate, resent, envy people who have success. In turn, feel happy for other people who have had success or are currently having success. You actually want to find people who are successful and line yourselves up with them. You don't want to shy away or resent other people who are successful. You want to gravitate and create a flock of successful people with successful mindsets. So if you can be happy for other people's success, you can actually think clearly about how they got there. You want to ask yourself, how did this person build their empire? If you're hating on them for building it, you're never going to really get a chance to really think objectively about how they earned it. A lot of us can feel uncomfortable about other people's success because it means since we're not successful yet, it makes us a bad person. That's not the truth, right? Your opportunity comes on a different schedule than somebody else's opportunity. So search for people who are successful, be happy for them, and become their friend. Way cooler than hating on somebody else because they made it before you. So, and the third part is, we already said this in a way, is don't dwell on the past. See, when you're winning, when you're successful, you're not learning from your successes, you're cashing in on your successes. You learn from your mistakes. right? Mistake equity. Let's call it mistake equity. Because the School of Hard Knocks is educating yourself through trial and error, street smarts. You get it. You're all there. You've all been there. So A, alone time. This is a pretty darn important one. As a leader, I can tell you that I value my alone time more than I have ever before. And because I spend so much time working on other people, investing in other people, I can get worn out by that investment in other people. And when you're with other people, they're influencing you. Their energy rubs off on you. You start to sink in with their pace, birds of a feather, kind of things like that. Alone time allows you to reset, calibrate, and become true to yourself again. What are your goals? What do you want from your future? It doesn't matter what your parents want from your future. It doesn't matter what your friends want from your future, what your girlfriend or boyfriend wants from you. What is it that you want? So spend some time alone. Shut your bedroom door and just shut your music off, right? Quiet your mind and reset. There's something that CEOs do called their strategic stop. They do this twice a day, 15 minutes at a time. They meditate, they clear the mind, they settle down, and then they reintroduce their day back. Because at the beginning of every day, a hyper-busy, hyper-productive individual, they have a schedule of what they're going to do with their day. And what happens is when you have to put out fires as a business owner, you have to scatter and do all these things that you didn't plan for, and then you get derailed. So a strategic stop is a chance to be alone in your own thoughts after you quiet your mind, and then ask yourself again, what was I supposed to do with my day or with my life? What am I doing? What's a priority? What's important to me? Let's reintroduce my priorities and wipe away everything else that doesn't matter. So P, number one, is persistent. Very clearly, don't give up after one failure. If you're the person that gives up after one failure, I will smack you upside your head. You're not watching these YouTube videos because you're not going to get your answer from this one video and then you're going to move on and look for something else to do. If you're that person, then call me, okay? I will coach you through persistence. This is one of my favorite qualities about myself. Aside from like my unending optimism and my resilience, my ability to get through problems, and that comes, of course, from having dealt with my past and my childhood, my hardships and stuff. I really attribute my resilience to that, but persistence is key here. Is you will fail. You're new at something, you're not going to do it right. A lot of times you're going to fail at something, and that is the process of learning. Practice to fail, fail to learn, learn to master. Once you master, you can cash in. So the second part of persistence is ignore naysayers. People will tell you you can't. People will tell you you shouldn't. People will tell you what you should do. Get a normal job. Get something that gives you insurance. Get something that you can retire with. Something that does benefits matching, 401k contributions. Do something safe. I had a relationship, and I hate to even bring it up because this person was otherwise an absolutely beautiful person, but they said, Sean, if we ever have a child, would you get a normal job? And that could have been the beginning of the end of that relationship, because I realized that that person was not aligned with my future and what I wanted for my life. I care very much about the businesses that I start, the people who work in my companies, and the legacy that I want to build through my businesses. And as much as I cared for that person at the very core of their belief system about money and about occupation was not good for me and would have pushed me to not be a business owner. This was before I built my Airbnb business. She was trying to convince me to take a normal job and take a safe route. And I'm so happy that I did not, because if I did not, or if I did take a safe route, I wouldn't be talking to you today. I love what I do, and I love this channel, and I love my businesses. I love what I get to do. I love the freedom that I have, even though there's a great responsibility to the people who work for me. That's the trade that I want to make. And naysayers will tell you that you can't do something that you've never done before. It just won't make any sense. How can you do something you haven't yet done? Normal people will tell you that, and that's a lie. You can do anything you want to do. You just have to believe in yourself and go out there and get it. The second P is patience. So, first things first, I'm the realist. I hold it down like I'm giving lessons in physics, but first P, patience. Don't expect immediate results. And you're going to watch these videos. I'm going to show you how to build a multi-million-dollar Airbnb business. I'm going to give you a lot of cool tips. I'm going to tell you how to start your first property, etc. And you're going to drop your phone on the floor and go try to do something and expect an immediate dollar in your pocket. That would be outlandishly simple-minded of anybody. You're learning in order to be ready to apply yourself. But again, there's the process of failure here. You have to become a master at your craft, and no one's a master on their first bat swing, right? So don't expect to be an instant success just because you learned, but you have to learn enough to be dangerous and then apply yourself. And as you grow, you become better, and you will become successful more frequently as you apply yourself. I'm still not successful 100% of the time that I apply myself. Even with things that I'm familiar with, I'm not successful 100% of the time. So don't expect immediate results. And learn to love that process. See, I am so familiar with failure that it has become a part of who I am, and I'm a professional failure. I fail professionally. Every single day I try something, it doesn't work. And I'm totally cool with that, because that means that I get to try things that no one else has ever tried before, because it sucks to fail. And so I take risks that other people won't take. And my process of failure leads me to be more successful in volume than other people who don't risk failure. E, experiment. I feel like we've already said this 4 or 5 different ways in this video, but it can't be, also this can't be overstated, is don't be afraid to take calculated risks. I'm not afraid to take risks. Sometimes they're not calculated and I end up eating my shoe because I love the process of failure, like I said before, but those risks have led me to new places that no one else has been, and I get the like pleasure of sharing with you some of my successes because I am experimental. So rental arbitrage is an experimental modification of corporate housing. It's an experimental modification of real estate. And rental arbitrage is a powerful, powerful way to make money, and I love it. And I have to experiment in the newspaper industry all the time because newspapers are under a lot of hardship. And as you know, I own another business that trains sales staff, and we create branding campaigns to reach millennials. And it's a big challenge. Saving a dying industry is much, much harder than building an Airbnb business. And I'm still in that game. And experimentation is probably the key to our success, because experimentation leads to innovation, right? The innovation is the process of coming up with something that no one else has thought about before, and you need to experiment to innovate. They go hand in hand. Now, this is another one I don't think I have to tell you guys to do, is embrace change. You're here to change your life. You're here to become a different person, to become a better person than you are now. You don't like your situation, you want to change it. But there are people out there who are just comfortable enough that they won't actually do anything to change. They will window shop. So if you're comfortable right now with your life, get uncomfortable. Quit your job, move out of your house, go homeless, get uncomfortable, because you will be average forever until you come up with a need to change. So embrace change as a catalyst for a better life. I'd rather you go through 4 months of hell to live the life of your dreams than to go through 30, 40 years of mediocrity. It's like, bless your heart if you just want your comfortable average life. But get off this channel if that's what you want, because we're not here for average. We're not here for complacent. We're not here for safe. We're here to do big things and build big dreams. So yes, I just told you to quit your job and move out of your house and go homeless. I did it. So it worked for me. Do something to get uncomfortable and embrace change, because change is the only way that you'll ever get anywhere you want to be. You do not change your life by sitting still. You get that? Okay. And the last thing to say about experimentation is that understand that leadership means flying blind. So I am academically considered a thought leader when it comes to content strategy. I'm giving you guys content. That's my strategy to get you to like me. I give you content. And in order for you to watch anything that I do, I have to give you relevant content that you haven't heard before. That's called thought leadership. And if you want to do something original with your life, you have to be a leader in your life, which means you have to do stuff your friends don't do, your family doesn't do, your colleagues, your bosses don't do. You have to lead in thought, at least, or in method when you do something that nobody else does. So by being a leader, a thought leader or otherwise, you have to fly blind, because if you're the first to do something, you won't have the answer, and that's okay. It's not your job to know everything. It's your job to figure it out. Congratulations, you're a leader, because you get to be scared shitless and do it anyway. That's leadership. And you find the path, you build your path, and people come along for the ride. And when building an Airbnb business, it's very much that way. What it is you've come up with systems and processes that work, and you hire people to do those processes and those systems, and you promise them that they're going to be successful. And you promise them with so much confidence that you're paying them by the hour to do something that you did for free until you got somebody to book your property, and now you're profitable because you got a property booking. But they get paid by the hour, and you're promising them that what you're paying them to do will work. That's leadership. You took the risk, you flew blind, you figured it out, you made it happen, you built your business, and you hire people to automate it. Last one, N. Happen. N stands for neutrality. Neutrality is a synonym for objectivity here. Let's talk about that. So to be objective means to not be outcome dependent. You are doing something and you cannot be emotionally invested in the outcome because you can't be certain that you're going to succeed. We talked about failure as a process. And if you're outcome dependent, like I really want to make $2,000 on my next booking. I want to make $4,000 in revenue this month or my first month on this property. If you have expectations that are not based on data, you're outcome dependent in a way that's not even logical, and that can affect your state of mind. An unhealthy state of mind makes for unhealthy business management, which means you're going to do things that aren't systematically good for your business. That's bad. So stay objective, be aware of your strengths, be aware of your weaknesses, and don't be dependent on any one specific outcome. If you fail, you have to kind of take it under the chin and roll. With that, with neutrality, this also factors into your relationships is you have to guard your own authority. You have to make sure that you don't let other people take control or power over your life. You need to maintain objective in your relationships. And I'm sure you appreciate the content that I provide you. And if you do appreciate the content, then be sure to give me a like on this video because you like my content. But I did not just hijack your authority and take power over your life in order to get a like out of you. I'm just asking you to leave me a like. But there's a lot of times where we will look up to somebody or we'll feel that somebody knows more than us or has more experience than us, and we'll give our power away to that person. Maybe they're just more assertive. You might have coworkers or family or friends in your life that are just more assertive than you, and you let them walk all over you, right? Because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or you feel like they have some sort of right, and that's an unhealthy boundary, and you need to be more decisive about your relationships and draw healthy boundaries with people. And if you want control of your future, you have to stay centered in your life. You need to stay objective and neutral and allow yourself room to lead yourself to where you need to be. Don't give people power over you. Let them control your decisions from afar. They're not in the driver's seat. They don't know what it's like to be you. They don't know what you've been through. They don't really understand your power. Right? I don't know how powerful you are. I believe in you 100%, and I will still be surprised when you get there. Because I don't know what you're capable of. And I guarantee you, if you set goals and you apply yourself fully, you will hit your goals way faster than you thought you would. That's a common surprise that you'll find in your life. If you actually apply yourself to your goals without reservation, you will be successful. And so the last one, I get to throw away my phone on this, is you need to stop blaming the universe, anybody else. You stop blaming your family, your friends, your circumstances, any external factors for where you are in life right now. Everything that you've done is a culmination of your decisions that get you to where you are today. That's just the truth of the matter, is you decided to take that one job or not take that one job. You decided to date that girl or that boy. You've decided to keep a best friend who is a certain way, good or bad. You decided to stay late after work to kind of impress your boss and network. Good job. You decided to get on this channel and subscribe to get more videos and continue to learn from this channel so that way you can constantly grow as a person. You're probably watching other YouTube channels. You might be on Masterclass. You might use LinkedIn Learning to learn about I love LinkedIn Learning because that's actually how I learned about video, actually like exposure and stuff like that, so that my videos look better, is through something like LinkedIn Learning. So you've decided to be a student. You've decided to educate yourself. You decided to work harder than your friends, to work in your off hours. You probably have a job or 2 or 3, and you're still here to learn. That's a positive. Give yourself credit for that. Take credit for your decisions, but take responsibility for your decisions. You are where you are. If you're homeless, unhappy, broke, without many friends, without much confidence, whatever your situation is right now, it is a culmination of the decisions that you've made that have brought you to where you are today. That's very much simply it. But the positive side of that is you can make decisions to better your life and to increase your quality of life. I was actually having a deep conversation with a friend. We're talking about happiness. For example, do you know what it takes to be happy? You just have to decide to be happy, and then you have to practice happiness. See, the way the brain works is the more you have a certain kind of thought, the closer your neurons and your axioms get together. So to fire that thought through your neural pathways becomes easier and easier and easier. It becomes like a reflex, right? That's why people train as athletes to do the same thing over and over and over again so they can respond faster. It becomes more intuitive and quicker because your brain becomes more efficient with that signal that gets sent. And thoughts are merely signals across the brain. So if you don't practice positivity, if you don't practice happiness enough, if you don't think happy thoughts and you don't reinforce it, it's hard work for your brain to do it. So this may not be easy right away, but you decide to be happy and you practice happiness daily. You practice appreciation for the life that you have, self-empowerment, positivity, and you do it every single day of your life because it becomes easier, right? And remember, the first one of happen is happy, okay? It's paramount for a reason. I consider myself to be a pretty optimistic and happy person, and I think it shows, right? And I'm here at 3 o'clock in the morning at my office doing videos for you because I want to. I could be asleep right now. But I'm not. I'm talking to you guys because you're my friends and I love you. So thank you for watching Airbnb Automated. That's the 6 acronyms. Happen is how you're going to make it happen. That's how you're going to be unstoppable. That's how you're going to build your dreams. And if you have questions or you want more stuff like this, let me know what it is that I can do for you to make your lives better and to make you better business people. Because you're not just Airbnb hosts, you're business people. And by now, I bet there's probably a lot of you who don't even do Airbnb watching this channel. If you're a non-Airbnb entrepreneur, I want you to put it in the comments. I'd love to hear what it is that you guys care about too, because sure, you're going to build an Airbnb business one day because it's sick, awesome money, and that's why we're here. But I would also love to know everything else that you're all up to. Because you matter. You matter to me. I think you guys are awesome. So with that said, 30 minutes of video is enough. So thank you for watching Airbnb Automated, and I will see you on the other side.